my name is Hulda, and for my independent project last year, I knew that I wanted to do something that ties in with color. And that's because in the world of design, color is something that helps us designers communicate our message better to our audience. And even here in the Cyber Arts program, we use colors intensively in order to just make our designs and our artworks just pop out at you. So I decided to grow my idea from there, and in the end I decided to write a book on color theory and how people can start exploring different color combinations in their own designs. So before moving on to the design process, I have to start planning out what I'm going to do first. And this is really important for every single design project that you do, that you start planning things out on paper first. And that's what I did. I just drew things out. I planned out my ideas in my sketchbook, and after that I did my research. So basically things on color theory, color spectrums, color wheels, and kind of just the science and the philosophy and the history behind why color is so prominent in our lives. So after I finished with the planning and with the sketching out the ideas, that's when I could move on to the computer. And the two programs that I mainly used was Adobe InDesign and Adobe Illustrator. And Adobe InDesign was mostly used to lay out my pages, and Illustrator was what I used to create my images. And at this point, I decided that all of the images that I've used are going to be original. Either I've made them myself in Illustrator, or maybe they're a photograph that I've taken in the past. And that's just because it gives my work just a little bit more of a personal touch, knowing that everything in there is completely mine. So that's what I did, the design process. I started laying out the text and the images together in the layout, just making sure everything looks cohesive, all the pages. And everything went so smoothly, and it was just really great until I ran into some problems. And this problem was an issue that I ran into because I didn't completely plan out my process completely. And even though it was just like a tiny error, and the error was that I didn't set some of my settings properly in the program. And the problem was because I didn't plan things out properly in the beginning. And what it was is that I didn't set some of my edges properly in InDesign for proper printing, and I had to go back and fix all of those pages. And even though it didn't take that much time to go back and fix those pages, it was still a valuable learning experience in that, every single little thing counts, and you just can't be lazy. You can't skip research and process work because it can save you just that much more time and effort. So fortunately, after that little mishap I had with the settings, everything went smoothly, and I finished all of my layout. And in the end, even though I originally wanted to make 20 pages, I had 44 pages. And I was actually really pleased with the outcome, and that's because when you're doing design work, you just can't be rigid. You have to just let your creativity go and let your mind flow kind of with the design that you're doing. And just don't limit yourself, don't constrain yourself, because the final product can be so much more than what you've originally planned it to be. So after everything was finished, I sent off one copy to be printed professionally, and I also printed one copy here locally. And I've also decided that I was going to bind the book myself. And even though it was a little bit of extra work, I think it was worth it, and that it gave me a new learning experience. And being able to learn how to stitch and bind a book myself, it was really great. And just looking at the entire process from the ideation to the process and until the final product, and knowing that you did everything yourself from scratch, it just makes everything so much more personal, and you can just take so much more pride in what you do. So I think overall, this project has helped me grow as a designer and as an artist. And I'm actually thinking of specializing in publications now in my post-secondary studies. And it just goes to show that when you have an idea and you fell in love with the idea, just keep growing at it, keep cultivating it, and push it out. And you'll never know where ideas can take you. So thanks a lot, guys, for checking out Perspectives, and I hope that you've been inspired.